Okay guys, welcome back. It's a pleasure to be here as usual. And here in our last lesson we learned D7. And with a G, C, and a D7, you can play quite a few tunes, right? So now let's go and do something a little different. We're going to go from the D7, okay? And we're going to change that up and change it to the full D. Okay, so the D7 to the D. Now basically what you're doing is taking that triangle and you're switching it around in the other direction, okay? So you'll also notice that even though the symbol is similar, it's a triangle this way, and it's a triangle that way, but even though it's similar, the fingers are actually completely different. So that might throw you a bit at first, but then again, you might actually see that it actually is a pretty easy transition at this point, because you play G, C, E minor, A minor, and you're getting pretty proficient at this point. So D7 to D. Now let's take a closer look, because actually there are a couple of things that can help you out with this. You might notice that D is the first finger, okay, on the third string, second fret, okay? And the second finger goes down to the bottom and plays that F sharp note, or the second fret, okay? So what you've got here with those two fingers is, my body lies over the ocean, which is a major sixth. And we'll do another video on sixths, because playing sixth up and down the neck can sound pretty cool and can actually lead you to writing some pretty cool songs. Okay, but we'll talk about that later. But anyways, major sixth, and then the little, actually probably your biggest finger, well maybe second biggest. The third finger, right, is going to go on that third fret in the second string, which is a D. Okay, so notice that when you play the D7, that second string is being filled by the first finger on a note C, and then when you play the D, that second string is being played on the third finger by the note D. So you're going from the C to the D. So you're going from the C, then the C sharp, then the D. Now if you know a little bit about music theory, I don't want to bog you down, but a 7 basically just means that you're going 7 notes from the name of the chord, okay? So, and you count the note you're on, you count the chord name as 1. If we go D, E, F, G, A, B, C, you'll see that the C is the 7th note in the D chord, okay? And that's why playing that C is a D7, because it's a D chord with the C, which is the 7th note. 7th's very important. We talk more about that much later. But we're going to take that 7th and bring it up to the actual D, which is the name of the chord. So now you've got a pure D chord, okay? Now another thing about the D chord is, notice that our old friend, the 2 and the 3, which we used in the C and we used in the G, well now we're just going to bring that form, that connection 2 and 3, all the way down to the bottom for the D chord, but we're going to put the first finger in to make the triangle. So when you go from G to C to D, you'll notice that that 2 and 3 can be your guide all the way down. They don't change position between themselves. They don't change. Okay, so that will help you out a bit. Now let's talk about a couple of strums. Okay, here's a song. You might remember back to the Bob Seger days. Okay, so this song, Night Moves, right? It's got a pretty cool strum, and it's just G, D, C, and G. So let's put a little strum chart up on the board here, and let's show you that it's going to be D, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. okay? And so you got to keep that steady, of course. So it's 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. And then if we add in the chords, and when you're practicing that strum, just practice it on the D chord. Just keep doing it till you get the feel. It's a little bit awkward at first, but get the feel of that strum. And then you can change the chords with it, which makes all the difference in the world, right? 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So the C comes on the and the G comes on the and then you're back to 1. Okay? So you can practice that. Another song that's pretty popular is good old Sweet Home Alabama, right? It's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and so that's your D chord. Play with that a little bit, and any comments, questions, feel free to ask, and I'll see you next time as we keep going through the basic open chords of the guitar.